Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
I hereby call this meeting of Lake Mary Toastmasters Club 6440 to order. Before we begin, please silence those cell phones. I would like to ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Our club mission is to provide a supportive learning environment through which members feel empowered to become better public speakers by developing their competent communication and leadership skills. And without further ado, since today is Contest Day, please help me welcome our contest master for the day, Miss Carrie Byrne.
Welcome all Toastmasters and guests to the Lake Mary Toastmasters Club 6440 Table Topics and International Speech Contest. The purpose of the Table Topics Contest is to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training, to encourage development of impromptu and extemporaneous speaking skills, and to recognize the best as encouragement to all. In the interest of time, we will conduct this contest using the same procedures as Toastmasters International uses in conducting the International Speech Contest. The judges, contestants, functionaries, and sergeant-at-arms have been fully briefed on the rules. The contestants have been informed of the location of the timing lights. There will be no photography during the contest. The sergeant-at-arms are instructed to close the doors and not admit anyone while speakers are giving their presentations. Kindly turn off all your cell phones and noise-making devices for the duration of the meeting. Timers, please make a final check of the timing devices.
Do the cards
Protest
Yeah, check. They work.
Protests are limited to judges and contestants. The decision of the judges is final. Announcement of the results is final. The contestants have drawn speaking positions. The order is number 1, Rich Massa, number 2, Jorge Friegels, number 3, Stephen Morgan, and number 4, Phyllis Harley. All contestants will be given the same topic. When this contest begins, the sergeant-at-arms will escort the contestants except the first to a waiting room. The topic is then read to the first contestant, who will speak on that topic for 2 minutes. There will be 1 minute of silence between contestants for the judges to mark their ballots. During this time, you may quietly enter or leave the room. Please do not talk during this time. At the conclusion of the contest, the ballot counters will collect the judges' ballots. The timers will deliver their reports to the chief judge. Sergeant-at-arms, please escort all contestants except contestant number 1 to the waiting area. We will observe 1 minute of silence before the first table topics. Timers, start your 1 minute. Thank you.
I'm good, man.
Contestant number 1, Rich Massa. Your topic? When I am president, contestant number 1, which means
Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, when I am president, I want to take a temperature check of the country. We're at a very volatile time right now, socially, economically, and even spiritually. We're losing family values. We are at war. We think we're going broke. We're the richest country in the world. We have more military spending than our next 25 allies combined. And you get sense in air and a sense of change in the air that any time now something is going to happen. And when I'm president of the United States, I'm going to make that change happen. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's my 4-point plan. Number 1, the biggest concern to the American public right now is jobs. We have to create jobs, but it's not government's jobs. It's not the government, it's not its role to create jobs. It's the free market. We have to free up the free market to run on its own. For small business owners to create employment. Number 2, we have to create security. How are we going to do that? I don't believe we should build a wall. We have to start better communication between the countries. And number 3, that's going to have to be seen. I don't have a plan for number 3 because again, the future is unknown. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? That's where a team comes in. We're going to have to form a cabinet to where I'm going to have to get information to form a better path. So, to review, we have to create jobs, we have to create security, and we have to build a team in order to create a better future for the country. Thank you.
Well, I didn't get my I was in the mode of speaking. That kind of stuff. That's all right.
Could be down there.
Contestant number 2, Jorge Phyllis. When I am president, Jorge Phyllis, contestant number 2.
I am president is a great question, and I have to try to find a way to answer it without offending anybody. When I am president, first thing I will do is, well, what I would really concentrate on doing first of all, I guess, is just gutting the size of the government. Now, I will not do it with a scalpel, I will do it with a machete. Whole branches and departments of government gone overnight. I'm sure we'll be fine without a lot of them. There are a lot of these areas of the government, I believe, that can be taken out, contracted, outsourced to the private sector, or given back to the local governments where they're supposed to be. I'm talking about the federal government here, the president being presiding over the federal government. The federal government has far outreached its areas of responsibility. When I go back and think historically, the federal government has always been in charge of really just a couple of things. It's supposed to be strong national defense and the protection of civil liberties. Anything outside of those two things, they should not be involved in. They should not be involved in education, transportation. I can go on and on and on and on and on about all the things that the federal government, at least, should not be involved in. Now, when it gets down to the more local, county level, that's where you're supposed to make the decisions, and your government leaders are supposed to lead you into matters that matter to you more locally. But at the federal level, we've become so bloated, so inefficient, so ineffective that that would be the first thing I would do is just slash and burn, and I would show up there with pallets and pallets and pallets of pink sheets and just hand them out as people walk in the door. That's what I would do when I'm president in the first place.
Timer, 1 minute, please. Contestant number 3, Stephen Morgan. When I am president, Stephen Morgan, contestant number 3.
Toastmasters for everyone. That should be the best campaign slogan ever. Wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be much better if everyone had to go to Toastmasters? Don't you think that would be the best solution to all our problems? Madam Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, this is not a joke. Think about what Toastmasters could mean if everyone had to go. What's the biggest problems that we have within our society? We have people who are depressed, they overeat, they go off and do crazy things. We do not understand one another. We lose our connection with one another because we sit at home. We're stuck in our cars. We're stuck in our cubicles. But if you had to, you were required to go to Toastmasters, then you would have to meet other people. You'd have to talk. You'd have to listen. In fact, you'd have to listen to other people's ideas. I'd have to listen to Ernst. Ernst would have to listen to me. Therefore, you'd have to listen to these opposing ideas, even if you didn't like them. But somewhere along the line, you get an understanding, an appreciation that there are people different from you, different from me. For after all, if we were all the same, we all agreed with everything, wouldn't life get boring? What makes things interesting is how we're different. And what's interesting about coming to Toastmasters is catching on to those new ideas, building our self-esteem. Therefore, we do not have the problems anymore of people who are depressed because we're interacting more, we're learning more, we're gaining more. Now, how would we enforce this? I suppose we could go the route of, if you don't go to Toastmasters, IRS is going to penalize you. We could have the FBI come and drag you, I suppose. But the real question would simply be, why would you not want to? We should make it mandatory. And if you elect me president, you will find that our club growth will no longer be a problem. We'll have more people coming, more people eating our bagels, and more people enjoying society. Madam Contest Master.
Contestant number 4, Phyllis Harley. When I am president. Contestant number 4, Phyllis Harley.
It is a dream I once had, to become President of the United States. Yes, one of those childhood dreams where I could be anything I wanted to be, whenever I wanted to be, as long as I worked hard enough. Those dreams passed to the wayside because I found other interests. But it doesn't mean I don't still think about what would I do with the power that I could have as president. One of the first things I would remark on is the fact that I will more than likely be the first female president, pending current elections. And that would be something I would most definitely promote, is the support and encouragement of women in our communities. Women still have lots of work to do in not only the business aspects, but also in social relationships of making sure that we are on equal footing, not the same footing, but equal footing, and treated in our communities similarly. The next thing I would definitely work on would have to be our education system, which is something that is in sore need of revamping and also focusing on the best interests of each child. The third thing I would focus on would be our food systems. There's major problems, as many of you have heard in the news, with the way our food systems currently are with the commercial agriculture. We need a different change. We need changes to go back to older systems, but still using the modern technology that we have in place today. So as president, as my first speech leading toward that, those would be the topics I would run on. Thank you very much.
2 minutes on the clock, please. The judges are instructed to complete their ballots, sign them, put them in envelopes, and hold them for a collection for ballot counters and timers. When you're done, please deliver your reports to the chief judge.
Wow. Not too long for you.
He's a troublemaker.
Who's that?
Irving again?
Irving. I'm sitting here minding my
Which
own
club are you
business.
from anyway, Irving?
Say it out loud so everybody knows.
Wait a
You
second,
go to
he's
that
new to
club.
me, you look perfectly innocent.
It always starts that way with Irving.
Newborn babe.
What?
I'm as innocent as I was
Tell
when
him
I was a newborn
Yeah,
babe.
tell him he says, I was quiet, demure, reserved, then I was born. Oh,
That wasn't what I said. She's embellishing.
she's a toastmaster.
That's what they do.
That's what we do. Oh, gosh.
Here's some serious speeches.
Yes.
Where's the entertainment?
You were here.
This is it. That's you guys.
That's why you were invited.
I
Come on,
am
stand up
leaving.
and do it.
My name used to be Irving, now I'm leaving.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
It was a pleasure seeing you again. It's okay, she's married.
Oh, God. Can you imagine anyone moving with me?
He's got,
Yeah, well, it's
that's
still
why he's got
just
2 dogs.
because we have not had
How many
time
cats?
to
No,
discuss.
no cat.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Cats would put up with that, they would just go outside and just hightail it away, come back
I do.
a month later.
Sometimes, if he's lucky, it's a 3-dog run.
I have, I know him.
So why am I supporting 2 dogs?
You guys getting the back seat.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, another one, I just saw,
Yeah, I brought my own.
we had that coffee, just last Friday. Somebody explained to us where it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No, it's just like.
So I'm like, mm.
Yeah, I know, I wasn't doing that.
It just makes it look like you just woke up.
Even better, right?
Hey, Steve, can we toast us? Yeah, I'm coming.
I thought that was a hot eat kind of thing.
A year.
A
year. I
He is
forgot
a
what it
troublemaker.
And your
Right,
funny thing
nice
was,
bossy sheep.
it was for my own club. I remember that.
Yes.
Jocelyn.
Yes.
And I finally got it to Julia to give to you.
She's handing me this thing.
Yes,
It's like, what is
I, every once in a while, so I might just
Oh.
remove it now.
Kennedy was president. Oh, my grandfather told me many stories. Many stories.
Oh, yeah, like I told you.
About Kennedy. Yeah, I went to my grandfather, my father,
Like,
me.
yeah, like.
It's called the oral history.
Oh, right. Everybody does it this.
Well, you got up and talked
Don't
about.
any intentions.
That's how you get the real truth from. You did?
Yeah.
You don't write this stuff down.
Are you an adventurous kind of woman or no?
Great. When he was president.
I wasn't even in the I'm 39.
Jack Benny.
What does that do?
I can play the violin, that's the difference.
Whatever.
I can't play as good as he did sometimes.
I understand he was doing great.
What did he fly?
Yeah.
Moving over here.
And then he was. We don't want to show executive. Are you?
I can wake up.
Yeah. 5 minutes is up.
Okay.
I've seen it.
At this time, I would like to acknowledge some of our functionaries, our Sergeant at Arms, stand in.
Yay.
And our timers, Macarena and Eugene. Hurry them up.
And session, and session. Oh, we had a jump.
My phone's still listening from here.
We're been busy, it's one of our busiest months, but we had a lot of clients coming in.
I can absolutely do that.
Typically reports going out end of January, so February is meeting with clients, doing the round robin.
Files are in.
And then March, that's what we want for us.
Sometimes not so much.
February, March, I was
It's been kind of a challenging.
It's usually here. It's here, yeah. We always
Plus,
do it with the goal.
I'm gonna write it accurately.
The purpose of the International Speech Contest is to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities, to recognize the best as encouragement to all, and to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. In the interest of time, we will conduct the contest using the same procedure as Toastmasters International uses in conducting the International Speech Contest. The judges, contestants, functionaries, and Sergeant at Arms have been fully briefed on the rules. The contestants have been informed of the location of the timing lights and the designated speaking area. There will be no photography during the event, and the Sergeant at Arms are instructed to close the doors and not admit anyone while the speakers are giving their presentations. Please keep your cell phones and pagers off for the duration of the meeting. Timers, please make a last check of timing lights, which we've already done. The protests are limited to judges and contestants. The decision of the judges is final. Announcements of the results is final. The contestants have drawn their speaking positions. And our speaking order is, first is Stephen Morgan, second Jorge Friegels, and third Rich Massa. Contestants are permitted to remain in the room throughout the contest. There will be 1 minute of silence between contestants for the judges to mark their ballots. During this time, you may quietly enter or leave the room. Please do not talk during this time. At the conclusion of the contest, the ballot counters will collect the judges' ballots. The timers will deliver their reports to the chief judge. We will observe 1 minute of silence before the first speech. Ladies and gentlemen, our first contestant, Stephen Morgan. Stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Stephen Morgan. Stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Stephen Morgan.
On the 30th of November, in the year 2000, my world ended in empty silence. I awoke that morning to a programming bug stuck in my head. I pondered the problem on my way to the office, where I encountered my manager. Hey, Mark. Yes, I got the email about the staff meeting this morning. What do you mean, I'm not going? Madam Contest Master, dear friends, and those of you who've ever had your life turned upside down, November 30th, 2000 is stuck in my head, like my life is continually turning upside down. Has this ever happened to you? I'm sure there are worse things you could get stuck in your head, like that song, Uptown Funk. Don't believe me? Just watch. For 6 months, my friend Wendell tried to stick in my head the idea of working at Object Space. When I finally jumped on board, I had a lot to learn, but I did. And 16 months later, I was promoted to the lead architect of the org project. Wendell was reporting to me. Object Space was poised to go public. We were building the future, and I was riding the hacker's high. Say my name, you know who I am. Until November 30th, 2000. Until I was told to not go to that meeting. And to not tell anyone. So ask me, did you tell?
Did you tell?
Smoother than a brush shower, Skippy! Oh. Wendell, stop, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh. Curse you, Mark Ronson. Wendell, no, I'm not okay. Listen, I just found out Object Space is running out of money. The staff meeting is to announce layoffs. Yes, I do know who. Our whole department, including you. Except because the orb is the only product making money, they're keeping me. An hour later, it was over. Everyone was gone. All we built was lost. But the worst came the next morning. As I walked past row upon row of empty cubicles, sat at my desk, and had absolutely nothing to do. The silence screamed, "They kept you because you were important." The emptiness answered, "You're doing nothing of importance." Wendell called every few days to let me know when co-workers found new jobs, but mostly to listen to me. I got a job back in Florida. They won't do anything. My wife's pregnant. Gosh, she miscarried. Our son is born. She has breast cancer. She wants a divorce. The emptiness swallowed everything. In time, I moved on. New jobs, new wife. And through it all, Wendell still called to remind me I was important. But the emptiness remained, stuck in my head. How do you get that out? The answer came, as all real answers do, after I'd given up. I found my son Richard lying in his bed, engrossed in a video on his phone. So I teased him, "What new fad are you watching now?" And you know what he said? Ask me, what'd he say?
What did he say?
Hey, he said, "I'm watching my basketball games that you uploaded, Dad." What? The ones I uploaded for your Nana and Papa to see? Why are you watching them? You were there. Because in the videos, I can see what I do well and I see what I need to improve. That's made me a better player. So all this time, I've been doing something of importance. It's not about being important. It's about knowing you're doing something of importance. Before we leave, let me tell you all a little something. Oh, gosh. Okay, Uptown Funk really does funk you up. But what I mean to say is, when you find yourself stuck in your head, remember, your head is small. Do something small. Like record a video for your child to learn. Or call a friend and let him know he's important. Or tell your story and change your outlook on life. In fact, I have a small task to do. I'm going to call Wendell. And you know why? Ask me why.
Why?
Because I have this song I want to stick in his head.
Want me to run this clock, please?
Okay.
Contestant number 2, Jorge Friegels, healthcare, Jorge Friegels.
Contest master, fellow Toastmasters, honored guest this morning. At 7 a.m. this morning, I decided that I was going to speak about healthcare today. And it's something I think about from time to time, just the healthcare system in general in this country, why it gets a pass, why every single other industry is treated differently than healthcare complex in this country. Most industries, it's pretty easy. It's very basic. It gets down to the basic fundamental building blocks of business. You have your cost of supplies, you have your cost of overhead, there's some sort of margin that you add on to that, and then you get a price. And that's the price for that service. It works at restaurants, it works for consulting, it works for buying houses. Even lawyers have a rate of an hour. You know what their hourly rate is. They tell you what it is up front. Every industry except healthcare. You never know what the cost is. It all depends. It all depends. It depends on what your insurance is. It depends if you're paying in cash. It depends if you're doing this. The price should be the price. Just give me the price. All these other industries have had so much regulation put on them, most burdensome, overtaxing, that have just slowed down the effectiveness and efficiency of businesses across the board. There's a small sliver of regulation that maybe is somewhat helpful, but it helps to increase transparency. And every industry has had a little bit of that, except for healthcare industry. It still continues to be this black box, this nut that you just can't crack. Nobody knows the answers, and when you even talk to healthcare professionals, nobody can even tell you why it is the way it is. It's such a Byzantine system. It's just incredibly complicated to find the source of it. If we went to a more transparent model, and what I know what a lot of people push is trying to put the power back into the hands of consumers to make informed healthcare decisions. In order for consumers to make more healthcare decisions, we need more transparency into the healthcare service providers and the way that they price. And if there were prices put out for certain services, consumers could shop around more easily. If you, doctor, are charging me $100 for a tooth cleaning, that's great. But if someone opens up around the corner and charges $75, guess what? Everybody's going to go there. You better have a value proposition. You better have such higher quality service to be able to demand $25 more of my healthcare allocation. That's not the way it works today. Everything I can't call up dentist A and dentist B and say, how much is this going to cost? How much is this going to cost? They might tell you. It takes a lot of work though. You have to fight with them. You have to give them all sorts of information for them just to even give you a little bit of what it would cost. So I believe in empowering consumers to be able to take on these healthcare challenges. We need to find a way to make healthcare more competitive and more transparent and have doctors compete on basic business principles and basic business practices. You can't tell me that you don't know how much that MRI machine, it costs X amount of energy to run an hour. Your time is worth X an hour. The machine's going to last for 10 years of usable life or whatever it has. You depreciate that over a certain amount of time. And you go through the same principles that every business does when you price it out. And you give us a price. And if you can't do it cheaper than the next guy, guess what? The next guy's going to get the most more business than you. And you'll either have to adjust your price down or offer some sort of complimentary, higher quality service to allow those consumers to go to you. And I think once you have that competitive aspect into healthcare system, it'll help bring healthcare costs down across the board. Now we all know that there's kind of two ways of thinking of it. You can go the ultra competitive open market way, or you can go the completely single payer government controlled way. And there might be some areas for both. I'm never advocate for the government getting involved in any aspect of my life. To try to limit that as most as possible, but there are parts of the healthcare segment where we may need the government to step in. We're not going to let people that can't afford healthcare not to have healthcare. There are drugs that are just prohibitively expensive that there's probably some way that the government can help out. But for the general 80% of healthcare ailments, having consumer power and having the power of competition, I think, is going to be the most beneficial things to bring costs down for everybody across the board. I had a point I was going to make about that, but I forgot. You know, doctors, we tend to put them on a pedestal, but they're not that smart. They're not any smarter than any of us are. They just went to school for an extra couple of years, and some of those schools aren't even that great. So a lot of this is available online. When we go to the doctor, 80% of the time, 90% of the time, we already know what's wrong with us. I just don't have the power to write myself a script. I have to go to you, I have to pay the copay. I know I have strep throat, I know I have the flu, I know I have the cold. Here's $150 because you're so brilliant that you divined that I had a cold and you could write me a script or whatever it costs. I don't know what it costs, insurance pays for it, but I don't know what their cost is. It'd be nice to know what it is, and if we all knew what it was, we could do something to help bring that down together. And I think transparency, just like it works in every other aspect of business, having clear insight into the pricing of anything, of any service offering, and having them compete on that is going to be better off for everybody in the future. Thank you.
Contestant number 3, Rich Massa, Unbreakable. Unbreakable. Rich Massa, contestant number 3.
Sometimes when I have a hard workout, or if I have a hard night of dancing, or if it rains outside, I start to limp, and a lot of people ask, why are you limping? I'm not here to win a contest today. I want to tell you my story of what happened. The night that changed my life. As you can see, visually, you can see the scars. It was September 26, 2003. It was a dark night. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I just got off my job at TGI Fridays. I was going to ITT Tech to become a computer networker. And I was going to my girlfriend, now ex-wife's house. She just got done. She was the most beautiful girl in Jacksonville. She just won a bikini competition. And I wanted to go celebrate with her. At the time, I owned a red sports car. It was a Nissan 240 SX. I loved that car. And I was driving, and I was very excited to see her. And about a mile into the trip, it was raining, and it was very dark. And all of a sudden, boom! And I woke up with the rain hitting my face, and I wanted to wipe the water off. And when I saw blood on my hand, and I saw a bright light. Stay calm. You've been in an accident. What happened? You got hit head on by a drunk driver. We're going to take you to Shands. Just stay calm. As I looked down, I noticed that the dashboard was on my waist. And then I recollected the jaws of life opening my car, that it was the gears that woke me up. And they started carrying me out. My body felt broken. And then I looked down and I saw my kneecap. I saw the bone and I saw the ligament. And they put me in the ambulance. And they asked me for my emergency information, who do I contact? They didn't know. My wife did not know where I was. My best friend didn't know where I was. Could you imagine what they went through as I was getting carted into this ambulance? And I'm trying to relax. And I couldn't get comfortable. They said, please stay calm. And I said, I can't. Unbeknownst to me, my hip was dislocated. It was unlodged from my hip. So they took my ankle, and they took my leg, and they put it back in its socket. And I fell asleep. I woke up, I heard sobbing. And it was my girlfriend at the side of my bed crying. And she was saying, it's my fault. It's my fault. And I rubbed her hair, her brown hair, and I said, don't put this on yourself. You didn't decide to drink tonight and hit me. And then as I was trying to compose myself, a big silhouette outside the curtain of the emergency room came through the door, and it was my best friend. He's 6'6", 250 pounds. I'm sure you heard him before, with his girlfriend, and they finally found me. And at the time, I was known for having bad feet. I had foot fungus, and he looks down, he goes, Rich, I have bad news. All the nurses saw your feet. And I looked up at him, and I said, you jerk. Only you can make me laugh at a time like this. And he said, how do you feel? And I said, I feel like I got hit by a truck. And then I passed out. That night I had 6 surgeries. My heel was complete, my heel bone was gone. My tibia and fibula was shattered. My femur, the strongest bone in the human body, was broken. My hip fractured, and my wrist broken. They put metal in my body. As I woke up from the surgery, it felt like someone took an iron rock pipe and smashed my leg 1,000 times. And I saw all my loved ones. My parents drove up from Tampa, and my sister came in, and she's crying. She was like, are you okay? I knew then that I was going to have to be the strong one. I'm the one that's broken, but I'm going to have to be the strong one. But what hurt me the most is that I'm the big brother, and other than her husband, I'm supposed to protect her. How am I supposed to protect my girlfriend, and how am I supposed to protect my sister? How's that supposed to happen now? I'm broken. After that, I had 5 more surgeries. I had a total of 11 surgeries, totaling of $250,000 that, thank God, was forgiven. I had a perfect body that was taken away from me. For years, it hurt my self-image. It damaged me emotionally, but I discovered something about myself. During the time I was healing, it took me a year to heal. I was in bed for a month. I was in a wheelchair for a month. I was on crutches for 7 months. I was on a cane for 3 months, and finally I was able to walk, and I discovered something about myself. That metal was wrapped around my body. My bones were broken. But it's going to take more than that to break my spirit. And we all go through the fire of life, the trials. But I learned in that process, and it took me a long time to get my self-image back, and I learned you have 2 choices, that each one of us, when we hit that fire, we have a choice to either get burned from it, or get born from it. And I decided to get born from it. And I learned that day that I'm unbreakable. And so are you. Madam Toastmaster.
The judges are instructed to complete their ballots, sign them, put them in their envelopes, and hold them for collection in the ballot counters. Timers will deliver your reports to the court.
We have a label into the international speech contest. We have a label.
Oh, wait, that was on time.
Thank you. What a wonderful contest this was today. I like the way that Lake Mary Toastmasters comes together and has a contest. Our club, which is close by, is having a contest on March 4th. Isn't that right, Irving?
Yes, if you can take my word for it, March 4th is a Friday.
Irving's gonna be there at 11:30. We could use some help. If somebody could help us, we'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. And we don't charge admission, it's free.
That's right.
Do you have lunch?
Well, we have pictures of food, you know.
Almost
Text it to your phone.
That's right. We'll text it to you.
Anything you want. Give me WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
If we had food, nobody would leave. What time is the contest again?
11:30.
And where?
Location.
The college.
The Seminole County building.
Yeah, right down by the waterfront.
The 5th, you said?
We get you
The
back.
4th, okay.
It's the
Seminole County.
First year.
Yeah, same.
We were 10 years ago, we.
Hannah Ronaldo was chief judge.
Awesome. Okay.
Can you take a picture, Stephanie, and I, because I have to put this on.
Don't put it on YouTube.
But the reason I asked is
Put it that way.
There's too much light in the background that's not coming out.
Oh, see, I'm shining the light.
Here, now.
Culture.
You want me to stand over there?
Everybody knows. Yeah. I don't want a formality.
And you were supposed to be here
Yes.
to get that gift. But
This is
over
Saturday.
it is amazing.
Just take a picture of that.
They should be able to graduate the district. In fact, I think it'll be
You
better.
do know that I'll take 14
Might be
people
about
to
right.
verify
My
every
goal
year.
there was to
But if you should
Work.
credit-
We are in.
So I know. Semifinals, then I think it probably would have to be rewritten.
Stephanie has.
Yeah.
I was wondering how well that would play out. That was the issue part.
It's funny because it's one of those outside, it's like, why is it warmer? I think it's.
Something you brought up before.
Oh.
And if people picked up on it, then I come back and say.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Did you get a picture? Oh, it's every 6 months.
It worked out.
The last one we had was in
I was looking for a little more, but I got something. Yeah, I was especially since they doubled every time. Nothing on the evaluation contest.
as well as the.
Maybe more time.
Yes, the interview, no, who receives contest and the evaluation is international and tabletop.
Okay. I'm reading the website.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying. Oh, I do.
Yeah, that's exactly the point.
Oh,
That's why.
Wake us up.
Those who really know it will start marrying that format.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the first one everyone got.
She was talking about this particular meeting.
That's why I guess that is.
There's a lot of,
Yeah.
The primary, okay, this is why I'm going.
Yeah.
social,
No, it's social work.
social work.
That's not an idea anyway.
Really big ones. It's only on
Grad.
Division should be, should be good, district. And it doesn't have to be the judges, it has to be on.
Input.
Areas of, yeah, the audience can add their comments.
I like, think that's.
I did not mean to do that.
That's not even connected either, that's an.
Oh,
You should never put that song in my head this morning.
Everything I'm apparently I did a good job.
Yes, if you're, yes, you I announced them.
Okay. Down here, Sorry.
Oh.
And I did
Are we getting evaluated?
No.
Oh, okay.
That just, you find someone yourself.
Yeah, that just puts you ahead one.
All right.
Oh.
You can ask anybody.
I think we should replace that with the music indoor currently.
I know.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
We'll have them play that at conference, how about that? We're gonna play it at conference.
They did that last year. Everyone went crazy.
I had to feel comfortable.
Okay. First, I have some certificates to give away. We've already done timers and sergeant at arms. And now I have one for our contest chair, Jane Terrace. Myself. Our chief judge, Laura Richards. Stacy Grabenek and Crystal Strickland. And for our participants as well, Stephen Morgan for both the international speech and table topics. Rich Massa. Jorge Freaks. And Phyllis.
Can we get a picture of everyone? Or
No.
Yes.
After? Okay.
Yes. And your honors.
Bring yourself a seat.
Oh, I meant like.
Oh, okay.
We did have a disqualification for time.
Oh, good.
And our table topper, however, our table topics, second place, Phyllis Harley. And first place, Stephen Morgan.
Toastmasters for everyone.
And for the international speech contest, second place, Jorge Fiegels.
Double check it.
And first place, Stephen Morgan.
Well then. Thank you much.
And now I believe that we are on to club business. Gus?
Yes.
Davey?
Get up there, Gus.
Please welcome Gus.
Thank you. I want to join our contest chairman, chair lady, to thank each one of the participants and each one of the functionaries. You did an amazing job. And I think Carrie, every 12 months, she has a chance to do this. I think 12 months ago.
6 months.
Yes. And you will have another opportunity to do it again. So thank you for all the participants, functionaries, and great job. One of the things that is great about coming to our contest is that we can invite people from other clubs. And Ivan, before you leave, thank you for coming. Can you tell us? Tell us
Okay, I
about
did
what
that
you...
very discreetly.
Yes, I know you can.
And the question was,
What do you think about our contest today?
do you really want me to answer that?
If you haven't...
Stephanie, just my PR person.
Thank you.
Be careful what you ask for.
At 30 seconds, 30
Be
seconds.
careful if you want him to be honest.
I was very impressed, I'm sorry. All the speeches really hit home. I almost voted, where's my, oh, there he is. I liked your three-pronged thing, you know, pink slips for everybody.
Yeah, when you become a president.
Then I thought about it, am I a member of the government? I said, no, I just give the government money, so I don't get a pink slip. Can you give pink slips for taxes, you know, you're fired, you don't have to pay taxes anymore?
Sure.
That should have been your platform. Steve, as always, it's a pleasure to see you. Give my regards to Susan, the heck with you. Very good, Madam First Lady President. So if you bring the husband, he becomes the first hubby?
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
Next time you're in town, please stop by and visit.
We should see you next Friday at your club for your contest. And Eugene? What's Eugene?
We have monkey business, fishy business, and funny business to tend to.
And we thank you so much. Thank you. Eva Marie. Eva May. My apologies, Eva May. Tell us, what do you think about our contest today and visit to our club?
Well, good morning, Mr. VPE, Madam Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and my mentor, Mr. Jim Harris. Mr. Jim Harris has taught me everything I know about Toastmasters. And I'm here today in support of him, to be here to support his club. My first time visiting Lake Mary Toastmasters. Impressed at your turnout. I gotta invite you guys to Text Talkers and let them see when you have a contest, you have all your members come.
This is only half of them.
This is only half of them.
Yeah, this is only half.
Wow. But I thank you for inviting me. I am pleased that I was here to witness this contest. Impressed with your table topic question, a very different table topic question. Never heard anything quite as open-ended as when I am president. Appreciated that. The international speeches were very moving. I gotta hand it to Mr. Massa. If he makes it to the stage, he will definitely let people know what it is to deliver an inspirational speech. Very, very inspiring.
Thank you.
Very inspiring. Thank you so much for inviting me, and believe me, I'll be back.
If you come back, we're not gonna be here at 6:30, but 7:28. Because we start at 7:30.
You start at 7.
Yeah, 7:30. Yeah, no problem. And thank you, James, for putting this together. And I think, together with James, each one of you who participated today, Kara and I have this ongoing. I hope you'll be able to sign up on your competent leader, because you really get some points for that. And bring them to your meetings every week. You have a function that you have to perform.
I have one comment.
Yes.
When I am president.
That may be a table topic for some.
Which building?
I'm going to put Lake Mary Toastmasters on my staff. Because they make a president or the person in charge look good.
Yes.
He has to do almost nothing. He gets a lot of credit, and I thank you all for your support. I thank the best, and I thank even Mary, for instance, who's actually a DTM, I think twice. President of clubs several times. Great Toastmasters event, she was able to make it out. And thank you all for coming today, participating. You guys see Mike here today.
I mean,
And thank you for allowing me to be the chairman of this contest and get some more credit added to my Toastmasters.
Thank you, thank you. I think I just want to add on to what James said, because I was the contest chair last year, and I think I give credits to Steven, Stephanie, and Julia, because you really have to take the responsibility, but the rest of the team make you look good. I think I can testify to
when you're the leader, if you have a good team, someone said about that when I'm president, you put a team together. This is what Lake Mary Toastmaster does. It's a good team. So the next contest will be coming up in 6 months, Stephanie?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
So
the fall.
if you have an opportunity to be able to do that. Next week, we have our table, Toastmaster with Dean Macarena Torres. Thank you very much. Before, let me pause on that. I was going to mention this. Yes. At the back, so we have on the 26th of March, 2 p.m. at Lake Mary Library. And we have another event, but before that, after that, on the 17th, Division D contest. That is awesome. Don't want to miss that at the Mayflower, right? Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Steph?
Area 45 is where our winners today will compete against, 5 other clubs in that area. So it's important to go out and support them and see the contest at the next level. It grows. The excitement grows. Yes. You don't want to miss it. Be there.
And that would be for first and second place?
No.
No, that'll be for the area.
Yeah.
And the winners of area go on to division.
Division.
And then it grows.
Because you have 5 clubs in your area,
Yeah.
only the first place contestant.
Only one representative.
Only one.
One rep, yeah, okay.
Is that the one at
And
the Lake Mary
Yes.
Library?
Yes, that's the next level, March 26th, so we want to be there to support Stephen, if Stephen competes in our area.
And the second has it's back.
Or the next,
Second place.
second
Stephen,
place, need to be ready, don't take a cruise, don't go out of town, something could happen and you need to step in.
Multiple clubs, I may have to choose.
He's
Stephen
right,
may want to-
he's in, three areas. So and if he wins those, he gets his choice to pick where he's gonna go. So,
Steve decides to go another club and I'm busy that day, Chris can still go, right?
Then the club can appoint a representative at that point.
yes, it can't be anyone who was disqualified though. You can
I have not seen
appoint
that rule
somebody
yet,
else.
have you? I haven't seen that rule yet, is
I
that it?
think it-
Because he's from your club.
No, you can't.
Yeah, that's it. Mike. Don't tell.
Exactly.
Okay, anything more on the contest announcement? We got that out of the way. Macarena, Toastmasters next week, speakers, Marty Simon, Dana Mitchell, Alexander Balder. We may have to reach out to them if they're gonna be here. Table topic, Stacy. I will be the general evaluator, Rich Master, evaluator, Ernst, Stephanie, evaluators. Our counter, Hattie, and for Mary and Laurie Richards, we need a timer, a functional timer. Good.
Oh, way to step it up, Karen.
Whose name is written there?
You're a real cookie.
Such a bundle of joy.
Julia's name was written in there,
On what?
on the timer.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Check.
Oh, yeah,
She was
I have
on
another
the
one. She may have.
She wrote her name in.
Okay.
That's her handwriting.
All right, I would look at it this morning.
I'm sure you'll know she'll be back by then.
Yeah, I
She
work
might
with
not
her,
want to
so.
come back.
Yeah, she wrote it.
Okay, any other business announcements? Well, I know she's going to be doing her table icebreaker, but Julia became a member last week, so congratulations. We're trying to give the announcements to all of the team leaders when someone becomes a member. Ernst, you did a great job to send out the notice, and each one of us can send. You didn't get it. And Stephanie was in
You have to put me in that circulation, just add me to that circulation, so that I keep a proper track of the mentors.
Okay. Well, okay, I will
You
send
gotta have
it.
mentor training very soon too.
All right. Any other announcements?
Yes, let's get pictures.
Yes, let's do that before we adjourn. We are not yet adjourned.
Oh, we don't, you can.
All right.
Pictures.
This meeting is adjourned. Time for pictures. For all the participants.
Fantastic.